Hi, welcome to episode 58 of GrandLine Grinders podcast. This week, of course, we're like always talking about the starter deck, the meta shifts, and we're also going to get into OP17 spoilers. My gosh, does this set look pretty solid? Kind of excited about the Kaido, but that's what we're going to talk about today. Of course, we talk a little about Powercreep. How are we feeling about this set coming in and stuff like that in regards to Powercreep? How are you doing this week, RePreach?
I'm questioning why is there a massive custody battle over the World Cup for Miku?
Interesting. At least somebody in this podcast is keeping up with the World Cup. Like it. What about you, favorite Anime Villian? What were you doing this week?
I have started binging a romance manga, and I'm very, very involved with it. It is maybe currently my favorite thing to entertain myself with, but I'm good. I'm doing good. Planning out stuff for the next couple of months, trying to, I don't know, further expand my reach, I guess. I don't know. I'm good.
Interesting. So let's dive right into the meta shifts and discuss that. So the meta shifts, I think Nell wasn't here last week, was it? So it's Yellow Nell's
Oh
back.
shit, Yellow and Nell, let's go.
Hell yeah. Whoa.
51% win rate, not bad.
That's fire. I love seeing that.
I imagine Green Red Luffy is probably getting some increased play because of the new starter deck. And it's probably they're testing that. It's going to be pretty solid.
No.
Yeah, they're going to test things outside of the stage.
They're what?
Testing all the cards but the stage, just to get prepared for it.
No, so the issue is that what we're looking at is the rankings for ranked. We don't have the starter decks for ranked yet. So I guess technically maybe, but also the deck is just good. It's just a good deck.
Yeah, and plus I think Teach is kind of fallen down too. So it's like his worst offender. So that's a good position for him.
Is it?
I mean, I think at least I've understood, a lot of people are kind of getting off the deck because it's not just it's good into Nami and Nanelle, but it's just so bad into a few other decks that it's just.
Oh no, I'll agree with that. I just don't feel like Red Green Luffy should be a bad matchup in the same way that
it's almost a buy.
What's that?
Teach is destroys Green Red Luffy.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sorry, I thought you said that Green Red Luffy was good into Teach.
No, I'm saying it's coming back more because the Teach is maybe falling down some.
Oh,
so his worst matchup is coming down, so he's able to come back.
Okay, that makes way more sense than what
I was
you started with.
I was like, don't you just drop a 10-drop Teach and then they're fucked?
Yeah, that's typically how it works out, yes. And their leader ability gets turned off and they can't use their Dawn.
I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but Teach is a fake-ass deck. Black Yellow Teach is so fucking fake. I know it's good. It's strong because it's good into Nami and Nell, but that's the only thing holding it up in my opinion. Look at how many bad matchups it has. Oh my god. What? It's good into decks that don't matter and then 3 decks that do matter?
I mean, Lucy doesn't matter. Yamato doesn't matter.
Oh no, I said that it's good into decks that don't matter. Ace, Red Ace, Shanks, those decks don't matter. If you take Red Shanks to a regional, you're a chud.
All right, so who's supporting me taking Red Shanks to the next regional near me?
I'll support you doing it. I'm just going to shit on you round 3.
I mean, it's not horrible.
It's not great
either. I mean, two of the matchups, two of the best decks, it's kind of almost 50-50. I mean, typically though, typically this deck doesn't have a really favorable matchup. It just has a 50-50.
Even its best matchup into Lucy is only 54.4%, which might as well just be 54%. That's not a landslide. That means You miss one card on curve and Lucy just sees regular curve, you're fucked. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, but it's never been known as that deck, though. Like, it's always been known as the deck that's 50-50. And any given matchup, as long as you're a good pilot. As long as you're a good
you
pilot,
mean that it's never been a good deck? Yeah,
no,
I agree. That's what I just said.
That's not at all what I was implying. I was implying it's one of those decks that if you're a really good pilot, you have a shot into any single deck. But
I mean, that's a lot of decks.
Well,
Generally.
baby doll,
Okay.
here's the bad thing.
that's not
There are a lot of mediocre pilots on really good decks who just beat Shanks because their deck does it better.
Yeah, so it is a little weird because I definitely know like playing against the Nell, like it's not too bad as the Shanks player, as long as you mulligan yourself into the 9-drop pump Shanks and just wait for them to drop down their.
You mean the 10 cost pop Shanks?
No, pump Shanks.
Oh, the buff Shanks.
Yes,
Gotcha.
that basically you get to play on your 6th on turn after your opponent
If
plays a
you're
Nell.
Playing into a Nell, that's one matchup.
Yes, I'm saying that's like one thing you're looking for in that particular matchup. Nami, surprisingly, is about 50-50. That's pretty good for us. So like, I actually like this deck as a whole, but I'm not going to be ride or die on it because I do agree. I mean, it has some flaws for sure, and it needs a little bit more support.
Okay, excluding the mirror match, looking at what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Excluding a mirror match, which in a ranked discussion will always be 50-50, out of the top 11 decks, it's slightly, minusculely favorable into 4 of them. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's one less than Yellow now. Where's Yamato look like? Oh, it's better
This
than
is all-
Yamato at least.
Oh my god,
fucking
Yamato's
admit,
getting cooked.
There's a reason I'm not playing Yellow and L, dog. Because it's not good.
But it's better than Black Yamato, right? It has one good matchup, one slightly favored, and then the rest unfavored. Slightly unfavored, 2 of them. But
The thing that's holding Black Yamato back as much as it is its inconsistency.
yeah,
In my
that's true.
opinion.
Yeah, and I hope when we get to the next EB05, it's in the next heroine set. Hopefully they give us another 6-drop Yamato in the set. That'd be ideal, and then it might be able to be a little bit more consistent enough to fire off. But yeah, you're right. It definitely is missing one piece for that. And now it looks like it's getting pretty strong across the board here. I mean, it has 3 bad
It hasn't gotten any worse. It's just bad into Yellow.
Well, yes, I think, but there's been times in the meta where it has a much worse spread. But now it looks like a very solid spread for it.
I don't think so. Like maybe the percentage numbers have gone up a smidge, but overall it's always been good into everything except 3 or 4 decks. It just the last time it was like there was one additional deck that it wasn't great into. It was Luffy Ace, which I personally don't even think that's that bad of a matchup.
It's slightly unfavored, but
which again can just be like variants of not seeing your cards,
or just the pilot. So,
or exactly the pilot.
Because if you get your sequencing wrong, then you're just gonna lose. So
yeah, but that can happen in a lot of decks. Unfortunately, that can happen in a lot of decks. I watched. I think it was last weekend in one of the Japanese championships. It was a Nami. I don't remember who they were playing against, but they were at 1 life. They did a Hiyori to swap out their bottom life with a Gecko Moria, and then they played out a 7-cost Robin and trashed the Gecko Moria. They obviously meant to play the Robin first and then do the Hiyori when they were at 2 life. And like, if you watch the footage, they go to play out the 7 cost. They take it, like they don't play it down on the field, but you can see it that they're about to put it down on the field. Put it back in their hand, play out the Hiyori, swap the card to being a Gecko Moria, and then they play the Robin, trashes the Gecko Moria off. Lost them the game. Legitimately cost them the game.
I definitely can see that. There's other decks that I think that I've seen lose quite a bit because of sequencing. One of them is Brook. That deck,
Yes.
if you do not sequence correctly, I did my pirate party this weekend. I of course got 3-0 sweep, but the last person I faced on Brook, he used leader ability before he dropped down Pirate Docking 6 into Chopper. If he would have done that sequencing, then he would have been able to use his leader ability, restand the double attacking black Luffy because he used the green event to give it double attack. So he would have probably close to winning that game, but he missed sequence there. Like, that deck is very sequence oriented, especially calculating lethal on that final swing or the final turn. So that's definitely, I think, one of the key reasons when that deck gets held back.
Yeah, sequencing is really important, but it's also another deck that is like very RNG dependent. Like, I won't say it's inconsistent like Yamato, but I have seen people mill all of their Namis and Choppers in the first 2 turns.
Yeah, but still, even then, you could hopefully get Pirate Docking 6 to get back a Chopper, so that you might...
Hopefully. Yeah,
so you still have enough pieces that can get them back. I don't know what the 8-cost Luffy coming out of the new set, we'll talk about that in a minute, might help that deck as well. Could be an interesting choice because it can get back a Chopper. But, so, we have anything else you want to talk about regarding the deck list? So, I mean, Kagura, Luffy, and now it's kind of interesting, and the amount of yellow slop here is just the amount of...
It's not that interesting.
It's cringe.
Well, like, not to say it's not that interesting, it's not that surprising.
Yeah.
Yellow hard counters what is actually the best deck in the format.
That is true. That is definitely a valid reasoning. Thankfully, when I went yesterday, or the Pirate Party on Saturday, like, I was one of 2 yellow decks. Somebody was on ST29 Luffy, but I was on Bonnie. Man, is that deck cooking.
Mono yellow Bonnie?
Mm-hmm.
Or red yellow?
Yellow Bonnie.
That deck's cool. I like it a lot.
It's pretty solid. I've been playing it on streams, and man...
It gets held back a smidge by the more popular decks, but in like a world where it's not held back by those decks like Pirate Party, yeah, it pops the fuck off. I think I even said, like, I think it was definitely brought up in our like predictions for Pirate Party that like Bonnie was going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, and also this week I'm actually going to be playing it on stream. I'm going to do my upgrade guide. I just like the leader in general.
I like the leader a lot. I don't like the alt art leader a lot, and that stopped me from playing the deck.
Hopefully next year for the starter decks, they give us a Bonnie leader. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe with better art, because yeah, you're right. The crying is just so weird.
It's just like, I understand the importance of it based on the scene that it comes from. I totally get the cultural importance of it. It's just not for me. I don't want a masquerade crying 10-year-old. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that.
I get it. So let's go ahead and dive into the spoilers. So, man, is this set looking super fire.
I mean, we barely have any spoilers, but a lot of stuff does look decent so far.
Yeah, so we have Newgate. Kind of, they went back to the bland alternate arts. Like, it is.
I'm not a big manga close-up guy, personally. Not my steez.
And so this one is Edward Newgate, 5,000. You basically, on your opponent's turn, once per turn, you could trash 1 card and give a Radical Beam to something. It's not bad if you want to go more defensive than the Ace Leader. So,
I mean, it's kind of cheeks, honestly. It's a once per turn buff that doesn't stay for the entire turn. It is worse red blue ace in effect.
fair. I mean, Red Blue Ace minus 2,000, so and this one doesn't draw like Ace does, which is the main swing towards it. But it does get a new card we're gonna talk about in a minute. That's pretty good though. So I do think
Are you talking about Inarashi and Nekomamushi?
No, the next card after that. That actually got spoiled a little bit earlier.
Literally right before we started the podcast, which is crazy. They never drop spoilers like late at night.
Right
It's
before
usually super early in the morning.
Now, my only critique about this card is this is actually how I think Nami should have been written. Should have just been a 2,000 per the battle.
Well,
And
that's significantly worse.
I know.
That's why
that's the
it's
point.
not like that.
She's
Also,
too good.
Then it would just be Red Blue Ace. They would have doubled down on essentially the same effect 2 sets in a row. Not 2 sets in a row, because Nami came out in like 11.
Yep.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it would be very close for them to back, like,
do all this power creep.
yeah, but I think she would at least be a little bit more fair to the other leaders. But
yeah, dude. But not everything's created in an equal environment.
that is true.
Not every deck is meant to be good. I hate to say it.
Of the card that just got spoiled, this 3-drop 2,000 2K counter, your Land of Wano or your Whitebeard card gets Rush.
Yeah, this is a card.
That's a card. It's definitely a card you're not going to play in Ace, but
No.
Newgate, I don't know. Like basically, you would have to pair it with this, which is absolutely banger. A 10-drop 12K. If your opponent has a character with 10,000 power or more, this gets -4 cost. So it's kind of like Pump Shanks. Except you become an 8K on play, right? So your mono-colored leader base power becomes 8,000.
This is better than Pump Shanks. There's no world where you don't run this instead of Pump Shanks, even in Shanks.
Yeah, I was curious about that because one's searchable, but this one's just better, right? So
This
Is this
one's
our
just
first reference of
better.
monocolored leaders?
What's that?
Is this our first reference of monocolored leaders in explicit?
This is the first time they've specifically buffed mono color. Yes, because like technically we have cards that only work with like dual color biracial leaders, if you will.
And we've had cards that specify a color, like Luffy Tara, where it cheats on only a purple one.
Yeah,
but never based on the leader.
Mm-hmm. Never monocolor leader. Nothing's ever been based on a monocolor leader before.
I actually hopefully they do this more often. It's a great.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like it. It's a good way to not like introduce an obviously very powerful card into decks that abuse multiple colors.
Yeah,
like this in Red Blue Ace.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's also a good way of strengthening more simplistic decks so they can have a generally targeted towards their leaders and all that.
I kind of hate when they buff multicolor leaders, like 6-cost yellow Rayleigh. That card only KOs something if your leader's multicolored. That sucks.
Yeah, Baby 5, you only get to draw
Baby
2.
5 only draws 2. Yellow doesn't have a good draw mechanic. Baby 5 would have been insane if it was just draw 2.
But now you have
Or,
Shiryu. You have Shiryu.
We do, but it's worse. Well, I won't say it's worse. It's less generic.
Yeah, you need to run more Blackbeard Pirates to
we
make it work.
technically have Heiso as well. It's like a 1-cost event that draws a card and puts a Dawn on a Sky Island type. And then the trigger draws 2 cards. Like you run that in Yellow and L, and it's very gas for the deck. But you would never run it in a different deck just for the trigger.
So how are you feeling about the Powercreep, at least for red? You think it's pretty spot on? Think it's good?
Why do we have to harp back to Powercreep? Can't we just talk about the cards being strong? Like, I don't think technically this Powercreep's anything that we have already.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I think so far as what I've seen so far, like everyone's like worried that this is going to reset the entire landscape of the game. And what I've seen so far,
the game's rotating. There should be no worry of a reset.
So I will say we do have some very strong cards. Like,
Yes.
by design, this Newgate is a very strong card. You do have an opportunity to play a 12k body for 6 Dawn. It is technically a little power creeped over 6 cost in Hell because that was a 6 cost for 10k. This is a very strong card, but like I wouldn't say that it's like more busted or like significantly power creeped or anything like that. Like, it's strong. It's a very strong card, but I think there's only one card in this set that we've had leaked so far that I would consider power creep worthy, or like power creep status, if that makes sense. Like, I think all of the leaders, some of them fucking blow, honestly. Like, Whitebeard, I'm not on it. I'm not on the Whitebeard train. I think this leader's kind of cheese.
I guess I should rephrase it. So one thing that people always say is like, when I mean power creep, as in like for one, it basically means like for one that you basically have to reset your entire what you play now, because the leaders are like so much better than what you have before. Like with 13, like you basically had to buy into emo.
Yeah,
right?
Kebbie, that's what power creep is.
Yeah.
What
So
I'm,
like I'm saying, like
what
this
I'm
set,
saying
I'm
is,
not
I don't
feeling-
think this does it.
Yeah, I'm not thinking this set actually is there. Like, unless the blue one's like, oh my gosh, the best case candidate here that's technically quote unquote power creep is Shanks. We'll talk about him in a second. But
That
that's
I
only,
wasn't going to mention Shanks because we hadn't gotten to it yet. But yes, I agree with you.
But this is only power creep in the context of Bonnie, because this is just a better version of Bonnie.
And even so, sorry, I don't mean, I'm very passionate about One Piece, and we're like actually dipping our toes into stuff that I've like had time to marinate over, and like I have opinions on right now. I don't even think this leader is like stupid busted. I think it's really good.
Yeah,
I think it's a very, very crazy cool, like, I'm not gonna say cool because I think green is a war crime color. I think it's unique. I don't think it's like so out of the, I don't think this is like Yellow and L versus Emu.
Yeah,
I think it's a very strong card. I think it's a unique card in the way that it works, but I don't think this leader resets the meta.
Yeah, so like so the weird part here, so for one, it's better than Bonnie, right?
Yeah.
The original type effect of this, where you could trash one card from hand or you could rest a Dawn, and one of your opponent's characters does not refresh. That's pretty good.
It's basically what you wanted Bonnie to be, in the sense that you were running all of the pieces in Bonnie to keep something stunned.
But the caveat is, like, is this technically better than Mihawk? No, because it's a slash character, so it gets -1 points for that, because, I mean, Mihawk's now a 6k lead. So, like, there's a lot of things that makes this card kind of worse into the meta than technically Bonnie, because of the fact that Bonnie's not a slash.
Even the top end that we've seen for Shanks, which we'll cover in a second, is probably better in Mihawk until we see other like support. Like, we've seen 2 support cards for Shanks so far. It's a 10 cost and it's a 4 cost. Oh, I guess we've seen 3 because we've seen Yasop as well. We've seen 3 cards so far. 2 of them very, very good. One of them probably the most, like, probably the strongest 10 cost that we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Probably the strongest 10 cost that we've had since OP13, because Elders is an insane value card. But like,
but who cares about Elders?
Yasop, pretty good. Yasop's a good ass card. Bonk Punch, that card's cheese. I'm saying it now.
Technically, people in Perona Discord are very excited about.
Yeah, of course they are. People in a Discord for a very fucking bad deck are really excited about a card that makes their deck slightly less bad.
Their argument is, it's correct. It's technically better than 4-drop Ryuma for them to get back.
Yeah. I get it. I understand the reasoning behind it. It's still a bad card. Just because an egg is good in an omelet doesn't mean an egg's good all the time.
It's good in the context. It's bad in the context of new card design and power level of current card design. If this card was printed in OP01, it probably wouldn't be so bad.
Insane. Yeah, it would never. It would never.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get into the card that I know I'm going to hate with a passion.
Hold on. I will add. We're talking very lightly about power creep. Bonk punch is the opposite of power creep.
It's power. It would have been power creep in like what, block 2.
Yeah,
So-
if this was like block 1, early block 2, like once we got carrot, so any set before carrot, bonk punch would have been nasty. Any set after carrot, it's just another card.
And the issue
This
is
isn't
it's not a 2K, so it's not technically even better than
Megalo.
Megalo. Yeah.
Brother, exactly. People were going crazy over bonk punch in my local Discord, and I'm just like thinking to myself, have you never seen Megalo? That card is nuts.
Yeah, the only difference is that this doesn't rest itself versus Megalo does, but that doesn't
It's
matter.
a blocker too. It has utility, but it's a bad card.
But speaking of the best card in so far.
Oh yeah, this is arguably the best card we've seen in a year.
I hate green the most of every single color in the game. I think we both share that passion. So
We do.
10 drop, but it's not technically even in a 10 drop, right? It's an 8 drop. 12k with rush, restand 2 Dawn, which is why it's an 8 cost. That you have to basically wait until your 10 Dawn turn. And then you get to rest all your opponent's characters.
Everything.
All their blockers.
Everything.
Like,
all of it.
Why?
This is technically better than Roger.
It is better than Roger, because you still get your Dawn back. So you can attach a Dawn here, still swing 13. So stat for stat, you can swing 14 with this.
The even shittier thing is, in Mihawk, this card is insane because you play it essentially for 8. You play it for 10, you get 2 back, you then get to Mihawk effect to rest one of the Dawn that Shanks restands to be at 3, and then you get to Luna.
Yeah, so you get 4 Dawn, and you get to Luna.
Well, no. You would have 3 Dawn if you're resting one of the Shanks.
You get 2 back, you rest 1, now you go to 4.
Oh, no, you would be at 4, right. Yeah. Mihawk rests a card to get 3 back. So yeah, you would be at 4. So you would have Luna Coffin. And then a counter Dawn as well.
Yeah, but if you have Coffin, you have 5. And then you're really...
If you have Coffin, you have 5. Exactly. I just play in a mind state where my opponent never draws Coffin.
Yes, this card is absolutely horrendous. In fact, of course, it has to be Slash, which means the
Corona searchable.
It's just like, why?
This card is actually so insanely good. When you mentioned power creep, I didn't want to bring power creep into this conversation because I don't think most of the cards that have been revealed so far are power creep worthy. Honestly, I think a lot of the cards that we've got are worse than cards that they're technically replacing. This card is insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's no universe where this and Luna forever stay in the same deck.
And
I'm calling it now. I don't know when it's going to happen. Pair ban between this Shanks and Luna.
And the worst part about this card is it never rotates.
Yep. This is a forever card. So, like, I hope Bandai gets their head out of their ass and they pair ban Luna before it rotates out.
But one card that stock does go up now in Odyssey, there is a Rosinante. Pick up that card now. That's like their best blocker in the game.
Oh, the one that like restands itself on your opponent's attack? I like that card a lot.
It's like your best case scenario now because otherwise everything's just rested. I guess you can play Yasop, right? Or no, Usopp. It can't be rested by this. The 4-drop one.
I do kind of wonder if there's is it Galdino? There's like a 2-cost blocker Galdino that if it would be rested, I think you get to rest something else. Or like...
No, you trash him and you draw a card.
Oh, that's so bad.
That's blue. There
that's
is
so bad.
Is another card. I think a Zoro.
There's a Zoro. A 4-cost Zoro blocker?
I think so, yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Is it the 2K Zoro?
Yeah.
2K counter, 4-cost Zoro?
Because there's none of those situations where the only counter to the color is the color.
Bandai loves that shit.
Like, come on, man.
Don't we love meta-defining cards that are just going to break everything?
This card is insane. Like, I hate green as a color. Well, like, let me clarify. I love money. But when it comes to the One Piece card game, I fucking hate this card. I hate the color green. I think it's a shitty ass. Like, people will say yellow is a really poorly designed color. Yellow extends the amount that you and your opponent have to play. I will agree. Yellow is a little bullshit. It could be reeled back in a little bit. Every single powerful card that they give green is always insane, and no one wants to admit that. This card is game warping. I'm not saying it's going to define the entire meta, but it's definitely going to win a ton of games.
Yeah, it is.
If also, we already know that like red green Luffy is going to be really good because of the stage. If you establish Sanji and Usopp and you have stage, which is not hard, that's very easy to do, especially when the stage searches. You play this on 10, you're sitting pretty. You just developed a 12k swing that you also get all of your Dawn back for. Well, all of your Dawn back in the sense that like you have a full live leader effect. This card is so fucking stupid.
One thing I'm not a fan of is, why does this card have Rush? Why is it not just Char Rush? Like, it's not red. Red should get the best ones of these. I don't know.
I will say green only has like one Rush card, so I will give them that. They only have until this card drops one Rush card that is not situational Rush, because we have like a Nekomamushi that if you have 7 cards rested, it gains Rush, but that's bad. We have Hody,
yes,
which crazy enough has been crept out of playability at this point. An insane thought, but like, this is just Hody on those stupid fish steroids that he takes. This card is so cracked. And I am not looking forward to having to play against a green player because of this card.
And you're not even forced to take a life like Hody Jones was.
Yeah, there's no downside to this card. Why is there no cost? Why is it not take a life and then set 2 Dawn and rest all of your opponent's stuff, or like rest your leader? Like, why is there no design downside to this massive boss monster?
I mean, honestly, as you were saying, it's basically just better Roger.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
Because Roger at least has the downside of you can't block as well.
Well, no, that's not true. The downside of Roger is that one of you have to be at 0. Yes. And it can be like a little clunky to survive at 0 and play Roger. Because Roger is only on your turn. Or it's only your turn, right? It only works in a way that your opponent is the only one who's not allowed to block.
Yeah,
you can still block with Roger on the field.
The question,
like, if you have the Roger on the field, you can still block one of your opponent's attacks. This basically makes everything not a blocker, which we've had cards that like kind of do that. Like, the thing that's probably actually the closest to this is like the promo 10 cost Shanks or the promo 10 cost Blackbeard, but neither of those had Rush. It also didn't rest everything. It just made it where you couldn't activate blocker. So like, this generates extra value in the sense that you can play this and then swing into your opponent's board.
Question though, do you think this card would be unplayable if it said rest all characters other than Shanks?
No.
Because you could still get in with the leader as well. It'd still be basically a guaranteed 2 attack.
For 7 if you want, or 14 with this. I don't think it would be unplayable. I think it'd be a little worse. But then you could also just swing out with all of your stuff that you already have on board and then play this. I would like that, actually. Because then it's like you kind of can tell what your opponent's planning to do, and you could block early. This is just, hey, none of your characters matter.
Yeah, and plus I feel like it would showcase the real power of Shanks' hockey. That he even makes his own stuff collapse.
Well, Shanks doesn't ever knock any of his own crew out with hockey because they know to not be around him.
If they are on the battlefield with them, they're around him.
Right, but he doesn't knock out Beckman or Lucky Roo.
I know.
Or
You can control a Conqueror's hockey, dog.
I know,
Whoa.
but it was more of a, it was just more of a joke, and you could see how powerful he is. He even knocks his own team out.
Like, I agree from like a design aspect that would have been better for the card. This is going to be an issue. It's not going to be fun to play against. If you're a green player and you're excited, I don't know, stop watching the podcast. This isn't the right place for you.
Yep. The only deck I would even consider playing this in, that's only because it's the only green deck that I consider to be based. That's Smoker. So I might play him. I might play him in Smoker for OP17, but even then, I'm gonna cringe when I cast it.
Smoker has so much trickle down support that it's gotten already. I think it's just like, I don't know what's holding it back. Actually,
It's just worse than Mihawk.
it's worse than Mihawk, but it's also worse than Kobe.
Well, Kobe's different, right? That's just like a.
Kobe is different because it gets to attack active, but it has a lot of the same red support. Smoker, I guess technically Kobe is shield or sword.
Yes.
So like I think 3-cost Hibari is locked to sword leaders.
I think so. I think she could only target sword cards.
But like even so, you could still technically run Hibari. It would still be searchable, and then just on play or like when attacking, you could. I guess you couldn't. You'd have to have multiple. There's no way to target itself when attacking to attack an active character. But still, you can run all of the same red navy support.
Yeah, and it's weird because there is the navy build of Smoker, but there's also the Supernova version, which you could argue is probably better in Mihawk, because you could restand 3 Dawn instead of 2 Dawn. It's like
at the moment, Mihawk is the premier green deck.
Yes.
Nothing that's green at the moment of recording this is better than Mihawk.
Not even Shanks.
Well, I said at the time of recording, and by that I mean like sets that we have available. But yeah, even Shanks I think is a worse leader than Mihawk.
So now let's talk about the GOAT.
Like not worst card.
Bunk,
worst card.
And Monster. A 4-drop 3,000
This is
blocker.
to me, this is the equivalent of that red hack blocker that they gave us in the Sabo starter deck.
It's better than that, but it is
barely.
It's definitely bad. It's mediocre, I should say. It's playable, but it's not like you're not excited.
It's mediocre. I mean, as a card, it is still a fine card. It's got 1K. Yeah, it's understated. It's a blocker, though. So, like, you're going to drop it. You're going to get the KO. And then you're going to have it as a blocker. The power at that point doesn't matter.
The thing is, this doesn't clear an NL.
Yes, it does not. Because of the static effect. We are going to talk about a card later that can. But
which is also kind of a bad card, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah,
I think this card is cheese. I don't like Bonk Punch and Monster, even though I like Bonk Punch and Monster as characters. I don't like it that much. I think it's kind of cheese. I'm just gonna L4 it.
That is true.
Like, that's it.
It is at the worst stat line for L4.
Like, honestly, if you play this down on 4, I'm laughing at you.
Because at that point, what are you even popping?
Exactly.
You're popping what?
And if you're playing it at any point past 4, I'm also laughing at you because you're not playing a better card. Like, even the card that we're going to look at immediately after this card, I would rather play any time after 4 than playing this card.
Yes. Unless you seriously need a blocker, but...
Yeah, unless you really need a blocker.
I don't know. I would say best case scenario, this might be ran as a 2 of. I don't think it's ever going to be more than that.
Maybe if it could KO something with a base cost, that would be great because it would hit Reiju, but it doesn't.
Yeah, best thing it could hit in an L is Frankie or
Dog.
Yeah, Dog. Which is not bad, but it's like that would mean that the dog had to already get a swing in at you. So
yeah. Well, no, because the Nell could like play Dog on 3, and then you go to 4 and you play this, so you remove Dog immediately.
But it's to be rested.
Oh fuck! It does. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So they have to already have swung with it, or you had to rest it.
Well, you could use Shank's leader effect. Never mind, you can't, because Shanks doesn't rest something for his leader effect. He keeps something stunned.
Yep.
Then so why does this card matter?
But if you're on your 9 Dawn turn, Yasop can rest an 8 cost, or actually rest anything. Actually, 8 costs or less. And
if on 9 Dawn you go Yasop into Bonk Punch, I'm gonna laugh at you.
I should have seen that one coming. The giant telescope. Yes. So you can technically draw a card, rest an 8 cost, pop a 6 if it's there, and then you get to restand your Bunk Punch or your Yasop at the end of turn, or your Shanks.
But why? They wouldn't have even attacked.
No, it would be none of those things. You don't get to restand the Yasop. You don't get to restand the Bonk Punch because you just played both of them. You haven't swung with them. So you hope that what you did on your 7 Dawn turn was worthwhile.
Yeah, and it'll probably be a Beckman. So
it will probably be a Beckman, or like maybe the 7 cost Shanks that the 7/9 that gives -1k to everything, but you'd have no way to rest that. So
yeah, even if you swung with it, you want it to be rested so that way it gets to
exactly
-1000.
Yeah, so. you wouldn't even want it to restand because then it wouldn't give everything the minus power.
Yep. So
hold on, let me hop on some Kofium here. What you do on your 7 Dawn turn is you play the Bonk Punch to knock something out the turn previous, and then you somehow pump up this one to be able to attack again.
Yeah, so you put 2 Dawn on your Bonk Punch.
Don't ask why you're playing multiple back to back.
So let me just make sure that I understand the sequence that you're saying. On your 5 Dawn turn, instead of just playing Yasop, you play Bonk Punch.
Yes.
Following turn, 7 Dawn, you put 2 Dawn on Bonk Punch so he can swing. Can you scroll over Bonk Punch real quick? You put 2 Dawn on Bonk Punch so he can swing neutral into a 5k leader. You play out the Yasop. He restands the Bonk Punch to block or swing another 5. You're cooking, Preach. You're cooking.
The line,
I know, right? I know. I'm
You're right. Like, you're right. I get at what cost? Everything. But you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
The only way that makes sense is if you literally they swung with the dog. You play this on your 5 Dawn turn to pop the dog, so that way you could play.
And like, realistically, if the Enel has already swung the dog and you took the hit, the dog did its job. Kill it. I don't care.
But thankfully, that's it for green. So that's all we have for green.
Goodness. Now, that's all green needs, right? It just needs to go double Bonk Punch for the win.
But honestly, though, in sealed, this card is probably cooking.
No, so like Yasop.
Oh, absolutely.
Scroll back over Yasop real quick. It says characters.
Yeah. No, say leader. No.
Boo! It would have been so good in pre-release, specifically.
But this in pre-release is going to be cooking. It's an extra removal, it's a blocker.
I will say Bonk Punch is probably going to be good in the case of pre-release. I think Yasop is also just in general a very strong card.
Yeah, if it replaces itself, you're going to keep it.
I mean, for 5 to be able to stun cost 8 or lower, that's pretty damn good.
Yes, swing into it.
It would be like 6 Dawn or 5 Dawn and a card out of hand, which you would go neutral on because you draw 1 back. But like off of leader effect, Yasop synergizes crazy well. Because you could like...
It also still has a counter.
It does. It's also a 1K, which isn't bad. This is fine. 5/6s that have good effects and 1K counter are mechanically good cards.
Yeah. And I like the fact that it's like kind of comparable to the new Odin we're getting. So it's not like extremely power crept Odin either. So it's like comparable. So I like that. Let's get off this color, please. Let's talk about the GOAT. He's back.
He's
Kaido.
a dragon, actually.
He is the GOAT for sure of dragons. A 5,000 power. When attacking or when your opponent attacks, you could Dawn -1. Up to one of your opponent's characters get -2,000 power. It is a little rough though that you can't target leaders with that, but still a good effect.
The day they build a Karasu into a leader is the day I'm done with this game.
That is true. This targeting a leader making -2,000 power.
I legitimately love cards from Block 2 because I'm a yellow and L guy. The second Karasu rotates the fuck out of this game, I will be so happy.
But we already got a replacement for him.
A worse one.
Yeah, the Sanji. Yeah, much worse.
Don't even know what Sanji you're talking about. But sure.
7-drop 6,000, I think, that gets -1,000, has rush.
Oh, does it give -1K to the leader as well? Boo. Yep. Bad design.
He's back.
Poor design choice.
But you are right, though. The only way they could have targeted a leader with this if it was on your only attacking you, then it would be relevant. I was thinking more defensively. You're right. Offensively, that would be so busted.
Like, I don't think this card is bad. Yeah. It's like a slightly equal but different version of Katakuri. I say equal but different because, like, I'm not going to say better because gaining the knowledge of what your opponent is going to draw is technically very strong, but it's stronger in the sense that it generates a larger gap. It's essentially a counter. It's a 2K counter out of hand, but not out of hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the key difference is Kaido's worse, of course, when you're attacking a lead. But Katakuri's better there.
Yes,
because he's a 6K lead, not really a 5K going in. But going board, Kaido's better.
Yes. Also, I think the synergy that you can, like the fact that it gives -2K to any character for the turn, it gives you a lot of like synergy with, say, like Gum Lightning. You can now pop an 8K body for 3 Dawn.
Yes.
That's pretty strong. Some would even say stronger than a 4-cost 3K blocker, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, and sadly you can't play them together, right?
Who says you can't?
Their color. Unless you
just paint your card correctly.
But, like, really, Kaido, I think, is not a bad leader, but it's not something that I look at and I'm so fucking blown away by that I think it's going to restructure the whole meta.
Nope. None of these leaders, I don't think, really are that.
Which
is good.
I agree. I don't think any of the leaders, are giga shit. But I also don't think any of the leaders are giga busted. It's going to come down a lot more to the card, like the support cards that they get, which is a lot easier to remove from the game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the only card that matters for is Block X. So it's here forever, unfortunately. And I don't think they're ever going to ban a manga card.
I do gotta admit, this is like the first time.
It's not technically true. Didn't they limit Nami at one point? The 1-cost Nami, the Searcher, Straw Hat Searcher.
It was before I started. Clearly,
they might have not even. They might have just banned Curly to Dan. It was a long time ago. That was back in the heyday when Magellan was still legal.
Yeah, so I actually like this. This is like the first time where I feel like I don't have to rush out and buy a new deck for the first time. Last like 2 or 3 sets since OP13, I feel like every single set feels like you have to like it rotates your every leader before it, so you just had to buy a new deck.
Oh, because of power creep, you mean?
Yeah.
Like none of these leaders seem like they're so busted. You have to build one immediately.
Yes, like
Because
you had to do it with the Nell, you had to do it with
outside of Purple Anel, I have not been like none of the leaders outside of Purple Anel have interested me in a long time, like a year plus, honestly.
fair. So I guess I'm just excited that that's not the reality here, unless the blue one's cracked. If the blue one's cracked, then
I have a feeling the blue one's going to be Garp.
Hey, I swear I thought if it would have been Garp, they would have revealed him.
They could,
And
but also they could keep mystery. I think it's either going to be a lot of people are speculating on Gunko. I don't think it's going to be Gunko. A lot of people are saying Rocks, which it could be, but it really depends on where the anime gets by August. Because Rocks isn't relevant until like the God Valley flashback, and that's like a little bit into Elbath. And I don't know if they would spoil Rocks for the anime viewers before we get to it in the anime.
So I know a lot of people are really speculating on Gabon.
I've seen that too, and it makes no sense.
I don't know. Like I kind of don't want it to be Gabon, but I mean I wouldn't be upset by it.
IMO, like not to cut you off, Kebbie, but like my personal thoughts on it being Gabon would be so fucking weird because Gabon, he's the left wing of the pirate crew. We don't even have. Oh, we do have a Rayleigh leader.
Yes,
oh, it could be Gabon. Oh no, I don't want it to be Gabon. That dude's cheeks. He's the Sanji of Roger's crew. No. Just because he has a hot wife doesn't mean anything. No. I would rather. So, my thought on it maybe being Garp is just that it lines up with the blue starter deck.
So that could be a thing.
I would enjoy another
my
Garp.
only speculation,
but
is that it lines up with the starter deck and the blue SP that we're getting is the 8-cost Garp.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but I swear I thought they said one of the leaders from the set is supposed to be brand new, never been seen before.
They could have said that, but that could
maybe
be.
I'm wrong, and if I am wrong, then it could be Garp. Garp was on the picture for the
teaser video, the OP17 video. So like I'm not sure, this is just speculation. I don't work for Bandai. If I did, we would have better cards and green would have nothing. But like I speculate. So not to brag or anything, but I did call Red Supernova Law before it came out in 14. Before it came out in 14, we got the like EBO2 Law, the red one, the 6-cost, and I said, oh, that's kind of weird. We're probably getting a red Law leader. But Law is also like a character that has to, not necessarily that the leader has to be relevant every set, but he's one of the most popular characters in One Piece, so it only made sense that we would get a Law leader for that like block of One Piece. But I think Garp would be a good choice because a lot of people have really wanted a playable Garp leader for a long time, and we're getting more Blue Navy support. But it could be Gunko, it could be Gabon. We really don't know. I think it could be Rocks as well. I think it's maybe a little bit more likely that it's Gunko or Rocks, but
that's not who I'm thinking is going to be most likely.
Because the last time
I'm thinking most likely it's going to be Shamrock. as the brother.
See, like, I think Gunko would be a better representation than Shamrock.
Fair. I think it'd be very interesting if the brothers were out together.
For sure.
And they would fight. They would face each other.
I think it's a really... So, like, some people have been like, oh, but if you make a blue Holy Knight, then it has no support. But Emu had no support before it came out.
Fair. And that is true. So, like, there's tons of options they could do. Like, we've never had, like I said...
We've kind of also been seeing that they've been putting a lot of decks out that are like pretty much self-contained to the set. Like they used to release a card, like a leader, and they would give you like 96% of the cards for the deck, and then you would get like 4%. Like you'd get like 1 or 2 more support cards in the next set, and that one of those 2 cards would be giga busted for the deck, like the way they did with OP09 Teach, and then they released the 5-cost Kuzan in OP10, and it like really elevated the deck. They used to do that with everyone. Every leader used to get a card or 2 more support in the next set, but since like OP13, a lot of leaders have just been very self-contained to the set that they come in, where you don't even have to like wait for something. They're just like playable. They're constructed playable out the box, if you will, minus like specific tech cards. Like Enel is mostly cards from OP15, but you run like a couple cards that happen to synergize very, very well. Same with like Emu. Emu is mostly OP13 cards, but you run a couple cards that aren't OP13. So it's not far-fetched to get a completely new, or not necessarily like a completely new archetype, because like we obviously have Holy Knights. We don't have Holy Knights, actually. We do have like 5 Elders, and we have Celestial Dragons, and I don't know how caught up. Sorry, light spoilers. If they make Shamrock, he is... No, Shamrock's not. Garling is. So like they could make a Holy Knight leader and then just make completely new cards that are based around the Holy Knights. It is possible because they have done that recently. But I just think it'd be a little cheese.
Now, I actually think about it. I think it's most likely going to be Gabon, because of the simple fact that, well, we've already really... How many Holy Knights have we seen so far? So they probably would hold off until we see a lot of them. In
the anime, almost none. In the manga, a bunch.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, I feel like they're going to hold off on the Knights until we see quite a bit of them.
Yeah, I don't think... Shamrock wasn't even on my bingo card, and I don't think we're getting Gunko.
Yeah. I mean, Gunko might come in the heroine set, because there's probably three candidates probably for that one. So I know like Perona fans want Perona because she's only had 1 leader. Robin's probably the other most likely candidate because she only had 1 leader as well.
So someone at one of the last regionals that I was at, like, I don't know if it was their prediction. They said it was like quote unquote inside information, but they said Shirahoshi manga secret rare Robin. So like I hope we get another Robin leader. The purple yellow Robin is such a fucking dud, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's been power crept. And she's like, I would say elite top 4 or top 3 probably female characters of the entire show. So, I mean...
What the hell does she even do? I don't think I've ever even seen
she
her.
has Banish, and when attacking, you could trash a trigger card to ramp 1 Rested Dawn. If she is so close to actually being insanely good, if it said ramp an active Dawn, I think she would be miles more playable. I think if the green buggy, the 4-cost 6k power buggy that on play gives double attack, I think if that was yellow instead of purple, it would be insane.
Yeah.
Or sorry, yellow instead of green.
Yeah.
Or if it was purple instead of green, so you could like run it in Robin. Like I think that's one of the things that makes like Robin even more so unplayable than green yellow Yamato. Yamato always has double attack, which deals 2 points of damage, which puts you closer to winning. Sure, you still always have to make contact with it to get the leader effect, but you have a greater chance of ending the game sooner. Whereas Robin, you're just like, you're essentially denying your opponent one card of resource every turn if you connect.
So let's reel it back in a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, that was a tangent.
Let's talk about the 2 Kaidos that we have. So I'm going to read off the 10-drop blocker one, and I'll get the first impressions from RePreach.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
So we have 10-drop 12k blocker. Your turn once per turn when a Dawn is on your field is returned to the Dawn deck. Add 1 Dawn, set it as active. Then you can restand 1 Dawn as active. Of course, this is a manga, so it does never rotate. So, what do you think about this card, RePreach?
Isn't this just bad 10 cost pudding?
You talking about the redrop pudding?
What was the 5-drop pudding that let you get 2 active Dawn back? Or was that a Sanji for the pudding deck? It's been a hot minute since I've seen the card.
The closest one I would say you could argue with that was the 5-drop Kid. The 5-drop 6k blocker that whenever you return a Dawn to your Dawn deck, you get to add 1 as active. But this one restands 1 as well. So it comes down, you immediately swing with your leader. You Dawn -1 because your leader requires a Dawn -1. Then you get 2 Dawn back.
So you get 2 Dawn back to be able to set as active to do what exactly? You just basically sent all of your Dawn into playing this guy, and then maybe you pump 2k somewhere, and then it's a 12k blocker. I mean, 12k blockers are nothing to scoff at. They are an incredibly hard wall to get over, but the other effect for how late in the game it is just seems like what? Like as we've already gone through within what's getting released, would you rather get a Dawn back and get another active Dawn, or would you rather just have to pay 4 less Dawn? Like it doesn't seem like it's anything that cracked.
So like it's weird. So this card is like good into multiple different strategies. Like you could play this in Katakuri if you wanted to, where you Dawn -1 with your leader, you get 1 back as active, restand 1. Then you can leave up like a Norno or Beam Sword on defense, which is kind of okay. But as we just seen with the Shanks, 10-drop blockers just literally lost all their value. So like it's one of the situations where
against green, yes, but not every deck's green. It's still going to be a generically decent haymaker.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna come down to there's a green deck and there's yellow decks and there's everything else, right? Barely anything else. So like you're right. It's only a green deck that can do that, but I mean
it's
other
still not Blackbeard's blocker. That's pretty much the thing that matters.
Yeah. So this is basically the purple one of the cycle.
Wait,
we have a blue.
It is once per turn though, so it's repetitive.
Yes, it happens every single turn.
That gives way more discount.
Yeah. Makes your leader always restand a Dawn, and you get your Dawn back. So like it's nice for that. I can see that.
All right, Dave. What do you want to say, dog?
I'm waiting my turn like a polite little schoolboy. It's okay. Finish your thoughts.
I'm done.
I think this card is mediocre. It's fine. It's a 10-12 blocker. It does the same Dawn recycle shit that 19 other purple cards that you already run do. It's cool that it restands a Dawn too. So like it gets you an active Dawn and then it restands when you're rested Dawn. I think it's better than the other 10 cost, but it's like not that good. When we're at a point where we have to compare every 10 cost to 10 cost green Shanks, I think this card is okay.
Yeah, that is one thing that knocks towards it. One thing I gotta say is like what's awkward about all these restand Dawns, sometimes they always become awkward, right? Because if you're past the turn that you play this, and then you swing with Kaido, it always forces you to play suboptimally in the regards that you always have to play a spell before you attack with leader to Dawn minus to get this effect. So basically, you're always playing something into something that could pop it, rest it, have some sort of trigger off of life. So like you're in a weird spot there. And on top of that, like the other thing about these cards is you don't get to. I don't think you could skip the effect, right? It only triggers once the first time.
The first time it happens, it activates. It's not like a replacement effect. It is a trigger effect that activates as soon as the requirements are filled. And if you don't have a way to fill that requirement, you've just blown the effect.
Yeah.
Same with every other like Dawn cycling card that we've had so far.
Yeah, so like the fact that that is the rulings, so you always have to play something before you swing with leader to get your Dawn back.
Which is like suboptimal fundamentals, because if you've been playing long enough, you know you want to swing. That way you can alleviate yourself of triggers before playing something out.
Now, the only caveat to that, though, is if you are playing a deck, thankfully, because we do have the Searcher that can get a Big Mom or a big Kaido. So if you play this Kaido down, the following turn you play Big Mom, Dawn -4, you get one Dawn back, restand one is active, you get to minus something to 0, then you get to swing in with the Kaido and then remove it. So like there is that possibility where this is great in sequence with Big Mom the following turn, but that's about it.
But you could also just do like Kaido leader effect, Gamma Knife, Elthor, or not Elthor, Kaido leader effect, Gamma Knife, Gum Gum Lightning, or like Kaido leader effect, Gum Gum Lightning. Or you could do, I mean, really even like it's weird because purple doesn't have a lot of cost removal stuff, but being an Animal Pirates leader, you can already run Conquest of the Sea, which pops an 8 cost.
2 6s.
2 6s. So I'm Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok does an 8, yes. Dawn -1 for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's just kind of better things, I guess. Yeah, in my opinion.
I think Conquest of the Seas is probably going to have to be a 2F staple for this deck.
I like that card a lot. I wish it wasn't locked. Like this card in conjunction with Conquest of the Sea is kind of awesome because you get both of your Dawn back active that you minused. But so it's like a 4 cost event basically. But like it's still a lot to ask. Like when you hit 10 Dawn, realistically, not a lot of decks are trying to survive. Like not a lot of games are going on many turns past your 10 Dawn turn. Like that's when you're trying to close out games, and I don't necessarily think this does enough to help you close out a game.
But in Kaido's defense, this would come down what? So your 6th Dawn turn, if you play King, ramp 2, so the following turn after your 6th Dawn turn, you're going to be able to drop this bad boy down. But
so your 4th turn, that's no better than any other deck that ramps. That's worse than Purple Enel.
Yeah, I mean, if you're comparing this in the context of an Enel, 6-drop Enel, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Well, Enel's right now not like the haymaker or the end-all, be-all.
It is.
It's a very fair comparison right now.
That's why we compare it to Enel. Because it is, like, Enel is the, like, I don't want to say the standard, but Enel is the comparison point of what a deck has to be good for. Especially purple.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sure, you might be able to drop this on your 4th turn, but how is that any different than dropping the old 10 cost that wiped the whole board? You know what I mean? That card was better. That at least removed everything.
Yeah, sadly they didn't make that card a manga.
I know, I loved that card so much.
Yeah.
That card was cool as fuck. That's like our only vast board wipe card that just clears everything that doesn't have anti-removal.
I don't know. I think what's going to be awkward about this situation is why they make both these Kaidos 10 drops.
Brother, I literally said that earlier today. I was chatting with my homie Sawmill, and we were talking about how them both being 10 costs is so fucking bad. What happens when you brick on your 10 costs? You know what I mean?
You're going to pitch one of them to queen, but...
Sure.
I don't know.
But I'm talking late game.
This one should have been an 8 cost, 10k. But it's a 10 cost, 12k. All your characters that are bricks become a 1k counter. Then you activate main once per turn, Dawn -1. If this character was played this turn, negate the effect of one of your opponent's characters with a cost 6 or less, and then KO it. So this can technically pop in an L because you negate it, that you pop it. You could also pop it up.
This is absolutely an anti-Anel card, but one singular combo piece in Anel invalidates this.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, immediately makes this not kill the strongest thing in Anel. And also, so Preach, I'll let you like get your thoughts in on this before I wile out. I don't
really have too much thoughts in it other than like the first line seems good. The second line is it's targeted, but at 10 Dawn, do you really care to be able to be doing this on the turn it's played once?
It's like a little bit of a tempo shift, but it's not popping anything. It's specifically popping a 6 cost 10k Anel. Other than that, you're popping a 6/7, a 6/8.
It does.
That's not good.
It does pop Rosy Law, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it does. It removes a Rosy Law. It removes a Nami.
So, I mean, there is definitely some key pieces here that...
Oh, wait, hold on. You didn't think about something. It doesn't remove Rosy Law.
It negates it, so the replacement...
It negates what?
The name. Replacement name. So you can't take a life.
It says characters, not leaders.
It does nothing to Rosinante, buddy.
That's crazy.
It does because the main clause on Rosy Law is that it becomes a Trafalgar Law in name. That gets negated, so it pops it, and you can't.
Doesn't
take
it
a life.
Become Rosinante and Law?
Yes, but that's
because it stops it
because
from being Trafalgar Law, so it can remove it.
Yes.
In that sense, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
sure. Like, no, I will give it to you. That is clever. That is true. It does make Rosy Law not Trafalgar Law. Mm-hmm. It does remove Rosinante or Rosy Law specifically as well. But like again, it removes one of the likely 3 that your opponent has.
Yeah, most of the cases it's going to either remove a Rosy Law or it's going to remove a Borsalino. Either one of them's okay to remove, but,
I mean, removing the Borsalino isn't bad because you're removing a blocker, but it's already healed you. Or, like, it's already healed your opponent.
Yes.
So, like, my issue with this, it has 2 pretty strong effects. Giving all of... First off, very funny that it's all characters instead of all cards. Because, like, doesn't Odin just give all cards 1k?
I think like it's all Land of Wano.
Yeah, all Land of... It's locked to Land of Wano, but it gives, like, you could be my samurai, could be pitched as a 1k counter, whereas Let's Claim the One Piece could not be used as a counter. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't also give 1k counter to events, whereas I think Odin also gives 1k counter to events.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But like, I think it's funny that I believe it's a slightly worse version of Odin's effect. It's also really shitty that they tacked it onto a character because there's the possibility that the game ends before you ever see this card, and Animal Kingdom pirates have always been nefariously bricky decks. I think it's really bad that it was tacked on to a 10 cost. If this was like a 6 or an 8, like a 6-8 or an 8-10, I think it would have been leaps and bounds better than being a 10-12. You have to decide which 10 cost you're going to play. The blocker is the better of the two. You give all of your characters plus 1k, but like,
yeah,
so what?
And the reason why I think it could have been an 8 drop 10k is because, let's be real here. So 9 drop old Kaido had a very similar effect that was black, and he's definitely been power crept out of this game.
Yep.
So arguably making it an A cost here would have been still fine because it's just slightly better than the previous, or better than the previous.
I don't think its effect being able to pop a 6 cost, like that's probably where they're trying to balance it, because usually cards that can remove cards of the same value are pretty strong, and like this is only a super rare, but this is set 17. We're 14 sets past OP03 Katakuri, who was an 8 cost that could remove an 8 cost. There's no reason this couldn't have been a 6-8 that negated and popped in a 6k. Sorry, 6 cost.
You're going down to a 6 cost. Interesting.
I think it could have been a 6 cost. 8 cost is fine as well. I think it could have been anywhere in that range, 6, 7, or 8, and it would have been significantly better. Even if it was a 6 cost, 6k power, a 7 cost, 7k power, or an 8 cost, 8k power, I think it provides way more value. Just like the point where this does what it needs to do isn't a point where you're trying to turn tempo. If you're doing a Hail Mary play to drop a 10 cost that removes your one of your opponent's 6 costs, it's not that good. Like I said with the 10 cost blocker, when you hit 10 Dawn, the game's not lasting very many turns past that. Or like, okay, hear me out. They gave this card Rush. Either of those options. Make it a lower cost, lower power, or give the 10-12 Rush. Either of those factors would have made this a good card. But past that, it's an okay card.
Yeah, I could see maybe if you made a 9 drop with Rush, maybe a little bit better. For sure.
Make it 9-10 with all of the same effects, but also give it Rush.
Well, I think they were maybe they were trying to go with the fact that, well, he is he's the biggest technically character in the entire One Piece series. Maybe that's why they're trying to keep him at a 12k stat line. I don't know.
They're keeping him at a 12k stat line because he's an Emperor of the New World, but he's one of the Yonkos, but we have Yonko cards that are not 12k.
Yeah, we've had literally the last Kaido was a 9k.
I mean,
9k.
Isn't Buggy supposed to also be up in that consideration?
There are 12k buggies. There are 2 12k buggies, but yes, and that's what I mean. Like, we have a buggy that is a Yonko, like a Yonko tag card that is not a 12k. We have a Luffy that's a Yonko tag card that's only a 9k. That's all I'm getting at. That's all I'm saying about it. Like, I think they could have done more for this card. I think it doesn't provide enough value for what it is. Or it doesn't provide the value that it's trying to provide at the correct time of the game.
Yeah, I mean, even if honestly they had like a clause on here, if your opponent has like 2 or 3 or more characters, it gets -2 cost. Like,
why does Newgate get -4?
Yeah,
but this doesn't get minus anything.
Mm-hmm.
Newgate is a 6 cost, 12k body that bumps your leader to 8,000 power. That's so much value. Yes. But this is just like, ooh, I'm a 10-12. All all my brick characters, even though my deck runs events and stages too, all my bricky characters are a 1K now. Too bad I've taken all of my life already because I run 47 bricks in my deck. Because, like, just off the top of my head, you run 4 of this. You probably don't run 4 of this and 4 of the blocker. People will find their own ratios. But you run 4 of this. You run 4 of the blocker. You run the 9-cost Kaido from EBO4. You run the King from EBO4. That's 16 bricks.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it'd be like a 4 and a 2 of.
Yeah, for sure. But still, that's so many bricks. That's still 14 bricks because you don't cut down on the 9-cost Kaido. You don't cut down on the King. Is the Kaido 7-cost actually? I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, 7 drop, rest something, down -2.
Yeah, and it has rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a brick. You're not cutting down on that. That's like your best 7 Dawn play. King, he's a brick. That's also an insane card. Like,
yeah,
that's not even including, like, let's go and find the One Piece, which is the Big Mom Kaido Searcher, or Animal Kingdom Big Mom Pirate Searcher, which is a brick. And this doesn't even make it a non-brick. It doesn't include Conquest of the Sea. It doesn't include Ragnarok. It doesn't include, like, a stage if we get a stage. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many bricks in Animal Kingdom already. I don't see how it tips the scales with this being a 10 cost. Unfortunately.
Sadly, that's definitely
too little, too late.
Exactly. And, like, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. It's just, this ain't it, Chief.
I mean, I'm gonna be excited to try it out because I think Kaido could be a legit contender, but
I know a lot of people who are very, 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 very excited for Kaido, and I'm not going to spit in their face. I'm going to chuckle at them when I beat them with Purple and L every single game, but, like, I'm not going to spit in their face about it.
Just wait.
Kaido's cool.
Just wait, there'll be an 8-drop event that cheats down a 10-drop Kaido.
Maybe. Except it's going to be similar to Zihaha instead of I Am Whitebeard. So you're not even going to be able to play it on 8. You're going to have to play it on 10.
Yeah. So moving on, now we're getting into the black support, which is Luffy. Do we need to cover the leader? I think we already covered him once, didn't we? Or no?
I think we covered him like last week, but we'll go back over him. No reason not to.
Basically, all your characters with a cost of 12 or more gains blocker. Pretty simple.
It's a very interesting effect. Dies really, really heavy to 10 cost each, but
it also dies really heavy into 10-drop Shanks.
or Roger.
It's one of the situations where, like, come on, man. Like, it's like they printed the direct counter. And the most awkward part about all of this is typically black is great into green. But no, they decided to give green the counter to black in the set. Like,
this is really just like a green set. TBH. Like, green is popping off.
Yeah, so basically this is the set where basically go dust off old Blackbeard, the black one, because you're going to need to turn off that Shanks.
True. Bust out old OP09 Blackbeard. That way I can win more cereals on Purple and L.
But so we have Usopp, which is a searcher for the deck. 2-drop.
It's okay.
2,000.
It's an okay card.
1K counter. If there is a character with a cost of 12 or more, this gains plus 3,000 power. So it's a 5K body, potentially, to swing. On play, look top 3. Reveal 1 up to 1 Elbath type card. Add it to your hand. Trash the rest.
Seems solid for trying to be fitting into the Luffy we just saw.
I really like overstated cards. I like Reiju Blocker a lot because it's a 4/7 essentially. I like this a lot because it's a 2/5. You know what I mean? Like, I like cards that are cheaper than the value that they provide, and this is one of those cards. Until we see more support, because we haven't seen anything that gives like a plus cost to everything, it's not gonna matter, but I like it.
Yeah, I actually think this would be an interesting approach to go further down for the searchers. Like if Chopper had the ability, if you have like 15 or more cards in trash, it gets plus 3,000 power. That would be interesting. Like,
yeah, that would be awesome.
If the searchers actually could swing later, by meeting some sort of criteria, that would be very cool.
You mean like the yellow Yamato searcher?
The Nami, yeah.
No, the Yamato. It's a 1 cost that with 2 Dawn attached, it gains plus 2k power.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
it like makes itself a 5k.
Yeah. I would like to see more searchers like that. Like, so if like Burley or the one
Same.
drop. Yeah, same thing. Just make it where she get, if you have 10 Dawn, she gets plus 3,000 power. Something like
Genuinely, same thing. I would love if more searchers actually had a way to swing neutral without stacking 3 Dawn on them. And like the Yamato is still a little fetched because it's like you have to put 2 Dawn on it, but your leader does that. So
yeah, so you could compare Yamato to Impel Down Luffy, right? It does gain additional
Impel
bonuses.
Down Luffy is another one.
Yeah, where I think that's like a great design for searchers, where it doesn't take too much Dawn investment to get them there. I like to see more of that, especially in red.
I agree.
Because red is the aggressive color. It should have searchers like that.
Should.
Yeah.
Should.
We have Luffy. So this is what I was talking about earlier with Brook. This could be a good card
Wait.
for Brook.
Kebs, it's a Yonko. That's not a 12k. What?
True. A drop, AK. If there is a character with a cost of 12 or more, this gains rush. So technically, in Brook, if you have the 7 drop Luffy and meet the requirements for how many cards you trash, it does meet this requirement. So you can.
Doesn't this meet the requirements off of Pirate Docking 6 or no?
It's 11.
Ah,
So you would have to use the stage in conjunction with it.
Boo! Which I've seen people talking about using the stage in this Luffy deck already.
Yeah, so, but on play, draw 1 card, play 1 character with a cost of 2 or less from your trash. So if in Brook, you could, in context, put this down, get 2 Drop Chopper, trash it again, and kind of go from there. And this thing has Rush, so it's pretty good for that. So
sometimes it has Rush.
If you have the other Luffy down, the 7 drop Luffy, it potentially could have Rush, which is pretty solid.
If your purple and L opponent let you keep the 7 cost Luffy on field, this has Rush. You're right.
Yeah, but most of the time you're going to face Nami or some yellow slop. So.
No, I'm just kidding, Kebbie.
I know, I'm joking too.
I only joke because I play purple and L, but yes, in most matchups it would still have Rush because they're not removing that Luffy.
So what do you guys think about this Luffy as an SR?
It's okay. Like as an SR, it's good. It'll probably be good for the deck because there will probably be multiple things that give themselves like plus cost. I'm waiting to see a card that gives everything plus cost. Also, the Loki is like a smidge further down. So I guess like if you get the Loki out and then you get this out as well, it's online.
On curve.
It brings out the Usopp, which is not bad. It could also bring out the Zoro from OP whatever set Brook came out of. 15?
Yeah, 15 is when Brook game.
The Zoro that's like a blocker that can trash itself.
To protect a Straw Hat.
Yeah, dude, I know these cards. I'm so knowledgeable.
Yeah, I know. So, one card I kind of hope they get for this deck, a lot like Yasop, hopefully we get something like that, where in a turn you can restand an Elspeth as an active. That would be something ideal and cool for this deck if we get a blocker, a card like that where it restands another Elspeth card.
You're just looking for an escape from the green, aren't you?
Well, I like black more than green, so yes. And plus, I mean, it would be nice to be able to swing 8 and 8 on your 8 on turn, and then restand the Loki at the end of turn. If there's something like a 4-drop that restands one.
Their
nice.
Loki kind of needs to be something that restands. That way you can be aggressive and then restand your blocker.
Yeah, because you need to win the game before the Shanks come. So
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So yeah, you need that. So yeah, I definitely think you go sit. If there's a 4-drop that can restand a Elspeth, That would be really cool because you go 4-drop, play Loki, swing with Loki, restand it, play this, swing 8. Man.
Well,
or if it's a 2-drop.
Hold on, Kebbie. I gotta poke a hole in your little condom plan. You're not playing the Loki and swinging the Loki on the same turn.
You're not, but the following turn when you play the Luffy, you're swinging both.
But then you don't have 4 Dawn to restand.
No, I was saying that there was like a 2 or a 4-drop that can restand.
A 2-drop would be awesome. I think it would meet in the middle at like 3, the same way that the Yamato event restands a Yamato leader. But I think it would be good if there was a card that restood a character.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, it definitely, I think, needs it.
Or, like, even if it didn't restand the character to get a second attack, if it was just, like, a character that at the end of the turn restood one of your characters, like Katakuri, like 8-cost Katakuri blocker, how it just restands 2 Big Mom Pirates. If there was an Elbaf card that just restood one of your Elbaf characters, I think that would be really good for the deck.
That's what I just said about Yasop, because he does red hair pirates.
Yeah, I pay no mind to green, Kebbie. I'm sorry. Yeah. The second you start talking about green, I start drinking.
Oh, you must be hammered.
Where's your alcohol? He started talking. There we go. Okay.
Cool, I've been discreet. I've had it in this Wendy's cup, but this is just soju at this point, dog. I'm on like my 4th bottle.
But
take a little bit of advice. Careful with alcohol in that plastic.
It doesn't last long enough to be an issue.
Fair enough.
Okay, just be responsible.
No, I'm not driving anywhere.
Well, I mean,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, you could drink too much where you...
Kebbie said be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying you could drink too much where it puts you in the hospital. I don't want to say that.
Okay, Kebbie.
Yeah.
Okay,
brother,
Kebbie.
I'm like 250 pounds. I'm not getting smashed off of 4 bottles of soju. Well, let me correct that. I am getting smashed if I hammer 4 bottles of soju. But I did not hammer 4 bottles of soju, and I'm on my 4th bottle, and I'm cohesive. So we're good. We're good.
He's pretty sober.
Yeah, we're
yeah. Unfortunately, more sober than I would like to be on my 4th bottle of soju.
Yeah, I mean, we've had full drunk favorite Anime Villian on the podcast before.
I bet he was so fun.
Have we?
I love fully drunk favorite Anime Villian.
I don't think you were on the part
was
of the
I
podcast.
There?
I don't think you're part of the podcast because he just came back from a Nats or regionals.
Oh yeah, and I said I passed out because I was very drunk. Yeah, I spent like 4 hours in a car. I can't finish the rest of that story on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I was not inebriated before the 4 hours, and then after the 4 hours when I got home, I was very inebriated. So I don't know, maybe we stopped somewhere and I shotgunned some beers. But Chad, I don't drink beer.
Ooh.
Anyway, getting back to the cards.
Yeah, so the only thing that's relevant about Loki, it's 11,000 on opponent's turn with blocker, basically. And you can pop any number of characters with a total cost of 4 or less. Solid.
Wait, we're skipping Big Mom and Big Mom.
Or fishing.
Well, this is a black card.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So basically, if you do play some number of Tempest Kick, you could maybe KO some bigger things, but probably not very likely.
Well, okay. Hear me out. Extended format, you also play 10-cost Kuzan.
Yeah, this card is going to be cracked in extended format. Extra.
Hear me out. Be very, very goofy in extended format and run Garp. This card goes kind of crazy in Garp, no?
You could only -4 Dawn on something, right? Neg something 4.
Unfortunately, Garp falters in the sense that it doesn't minus something that's over 7 cost.
Right.
So, like, you already have to use another card.
But if you are on your Tendon turn and somehow you kept the Tengoss Kuzan down,
Oh yeah, this pops fucking
everything.
All of them. Everything.
And you're
this card kind of seems low key cracked as fuck.
No, this card is insane. This card is really, really, really good. Obviously, it's a secret rare. It's a very playable secret rare. Also, it plays around 10 cost Kaido, which is double fucking funny.
It would turn off the plus 12 cost.
Nope. You want to scroll back up and read Kaido real quick? This is something that was mentioned in my local Discord, and I was on the same wavelength as you. If this character was played this turn, negate the effect of up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6. When it is trying to target Loki, he's an 18 cost.
Yeah, so he can't.
It cannot kill Loki.
Yeah, makes sense.
Beautiful. Just fucking beautiful.
It's just very funny. It's a very funny interaction. I had to go back and reread both cards to like understand what because multiple people in my Discord were like, oh, Kaido kills Loki. And then I had just woken up. So I was like, yeah, it does. It's very funny. It kills Loki. And then someone else was like, no, because it targets first. It doesn't shut the effect off first. So it checks to make sure that something is a 6 cost so you can target it, and then it negates the effect. This is such an anti-Enel card, even though Enel runs Vari.
Yeah, so what the issue with this card is, like, main reason why this card is, like, dead against black, right? Luffy? Because if most of the cards are going to be giants, and they're probably all going to get a plus 12 cost, so they're all going to be outside of the scope of this that Kaido. So you're always going to pitch it away to your queen.
So like per anime lore, Elbaf Luffy is stronger than Wano Kaido. It makes sense.
Well, this is basically saying all the. I'm assuming most of the giants are going to have a plus 12 cost. So.
Well, in canon, all of the giants are kind of stronger than Kaido. Don't quote me on that, chat. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, we're quoting.
All right, chat. Screenshot this.
Have you?
And then post this when he loses to it.
In like the anime / manga, Dory and Broggy were like one-shotting the elders. Like Dory or Brogy, I don't remember exactly which one, cut the giant worm. They cut Jupiter in half. Like, they were playing with the elders like they were fucking toys.
Now, everyone wants to know who would win the fight between Dory and Broggy versus Kaido.
Dory and Broggy.
It's easy.
For sure.
I don't think...
No diff. I mean, Gig Mom has to take a respect out of all of them.
I don't...
Not just...
I don't think a 1v1, I don't think they would win against Kaido.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. In a 1v1, you always bet on Kaido, unless it's a 1v1 against Luffy, but that's not a 1v1 because 14 motherfuckers jumped Kaido earlier in the night. But Dory and Broggy versus Kaido is not a 1v1. It's a 2v1.
That's a 2v1.
Yeah, because I asked in the chat as well, who would win in the fight between Shanks and Mihawk versus Kaido?
Shanks solos Kaido. I think very high diff, but I think Shanks absolutely solos Kaido.
So he's the only one you think they could beat him 1v1?
Well, no, I think Luffy, because of plot armor, could probably solo Kaido 1v1. I think Magellan solos Kaido 1v1 because Magellan's the most powerful person in the entire One Piece universe. He beat 3 Yonkos in the span of 4 hours. That's it. That's my list.
Okay. So we have 2 more cards to talk about.
Wait, hold on. I have one more character to add to my list. I think Kokoro, in her mermaid form, also solos Kaido, not because she's so powerful, but because she's the least attractive mermaid that's ever existed.
Wait, not ever existed.
Ever existed. So she is so classically unappealing in the story that Zoro wiped her from his memory when they got to Fishman Island. He literally, in canon, in the manga, erases her from his memory. That's all I'm saying. I think Kokoro one-shots Kaido.
So, last but not least, we got Big Mom. Let's get through this quickly. So we have Big Mom, 5k, 5 life. When attacking, you can trash one card. Your opponent chooses. Either they trash one card from hand, or you trash another card from hand, and you gain 1 life.
We don't even need to read the rest. It gives your opponent options in the card game.
I hate that.
Yeah,
it's bad.
I'm trying to play these card games so my opponent's miserable. Don't give them options.
Either you don't do anything, you don't trash one card at all, and it's just a vanilla leader, or you trash one card, they trash a card, or you trash 2, gain 1 life.
No matter what, your opponent is always going to choose the option that's worse for you. So in the best case scenario, assuming your opponent's a good player, they're going to make you neg a card to gain a life, which is going to potentially, if you have built the correct deck, have a good trigger that they might negate because they know what the hell's going on.
You neg 2 cards to gain a life.
Yeah.
Oh, you neg 2. Even better. You go neg 2 because your opponent decided that your combo does nothing.
You have to trash a card to activate the effect, and then trash another card to heal. So, like, if you heal, you're technically still going neg 1 because you're going to get that card back off of life, unless it's a trigger that plays itself. But that's still just, like, overall net -1 because you're gaining, like, a field presence if it plays itself.
And that's assuming your opponent wants you to gain life. If they don't want you to gain life, they go, okay, I'll take the hand hit. You're dead anyways.
Okay, so the other thing to follow up on that, some decks want specific things in trash to bring back. Yamato, sometimes Enel with certain events. Like, could you imagine swinging with Linlin, discarding a card, and then your opponent being like, okay, I'll pitch this Lightning Dragon. Oh, my Rage use 7k now. Boop. I'll block with it.
So, question. So, if you only have 1 card in hand, you choose to use the leader ability, would you gain 1 life by only discarding 1 card? If your opponent chooses that mode?
Yes. You have to, from the way it reads on the card, you have to trash 1 card to give your opponent the choice, but then trashing 1 card from your hand is situational dependent on
if you have
having 1 card. Well, actually, hold on. Maybe not even, because the then that's in the text could also, this is where One Piece rulings get tricky and we're maybe going to need like an FAQ on it. Cards usually resolve as much of their effect as possible, but sometimes cards have then clauses that indicate if you don't do the first part, you don't do the second part.
Yeah, so that's something we need to know.
That is actually a very, very important question to bring up, Kebbie. It's gonna suck if it's mandatory. Like, you can't do it if you don't trash the card, because then you always have to go neg 2.
Yeah, because new players might just punt themselves out of the game.
But it doesn't say then if you do.
Yeah.
Which, can you bring up like one of the 2-cost babies from Starter Deck 10? I think those specifically say then if you do. But usually One Piece tries to resolve as much of the effect as possible. But like I said, there are situations where that doesn't matter. Oh, I said 10. I meant 13. Sorry. I've been drinking since 6, and it's 2:30 right now. But also, I've been playing since set 2. So
reveal, if you do, then you're leader.
So these are specific to the fact that they say then if you do, or they don't even say then, they just say if you do. So like you have to do that part. But there, as I've mentioned a couple times already in the last 5 minutes, sometimes then just means like try to do the first part of the effect and then try to resolve the rest of the effect. But also sometimes then means if you don't do the first part, you don't do the second part.
Yeah, because it could be those situations where they used to say if you do, but they reduced the amount of attacks later on to clean it up.
Well, I mean, if you removed the then from this and just said and, how much of the card would actually change for the effect? That's probably the intent, is that.
If it said trash one card, period, add one card from the top of your deck to your life, because it's not bold, it is not a cost. It's the then conjunction.
So it's probably you have to trash.
I would maybe lean in favor of saying that you probably have to trash to get the heal, but I like to not give certainties as a One Piece judge until we have an FAQ on something. Just to be safe.
Did you see what I did there, Fave? I said then you probably.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I would probably lean on the side of like if you can't trash the second card, you can't complete the rest of the effect. But again,
that makes sense.
Old cards didn't give a fuck.
We shall find out with the FAQ, hopefully.
Yeah, we will. In like August. Next month.
But as it goes, this card looks like total shit.
So like also the other thing that's kind of a pitfall, your opponent can have no cards in hand and just choose to trash a card from the hand. And then you get nothing. You just went -1 for your opponent.
Which at that point,
you would never
you just have to choose not to do that.
Yeah, you would just ask how many cards your opponent had in hand, but like also, what if you're just trying to heal? What if you're swinging in and you know you need to survive another turn, so you're trying to heal a card, so you activate the effect, hoping that your
and that's why when the card says, whenever a card in a card game says your opponent makes a choice, it's a bad card.
True. Don't let your opponent
do old dumb stuff. KebbieG, you remember Vexing Devil?
It was a great card.
Oh yeah, absolutely great card. Okay, Kebs.
Yeah.
Delude yourself in that.
I probably will think, depending on what the rest of the support is going to be, it's probably just going to end up being pudding support, and pudding's going to be the best yellow Big Mom.
Good sir. You're wrong. Actually, based on what we've seen from the 10 cost that we'll cover in a second, there might be a lot of 4K bodies that trigger themselves out onto the field. Do you know what deck is incredible with 4-cost bodies that play themselves for free? I'll let you guess. It's fine. You have a second.
Gecko?
Well, it's yellow, so...
Gecko?
Green, yellow, Yamato, baby.
I don't know about that one.
You don't know about that one? You're wrong. What does Yamato do as a leader effect? Not the double attack. That's not important. It moves 2 Rested Dawn onto a character. That means you just got a free 6K swing.
Doesn't have to be a Lana Wano.
No. Heavens no. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's any character, dog. If your opponent's at 3 or less life, you just move 2 Rested Dawn onto a character. I've been cheesing wins with green yellow Yamato for a long time, KebbieG. Don't question me on my ball knowledge.
Mad respect. Let's get into the last card. Big Mom, 10 drop 12k, your turn. Your base power of all of your characters with a trigger and 4,000 base power become 8,000. So that means in pudding, you can't play the dog and make it an 8k. Super Sag. On play, draw one card. Then your opponent choose one. Add up to one card from the top of your deck to your life total. Or add one card from the top of your opponent's life to the owner's hand.
This is worse than the old Linlin that we used to have.
Yeah, because that dealt damage.
Yeah, it did both. It added a life and it trashed one. So as someone playing into yellow, I like that the card is added to hand. As someone who plays yellow and loves not letting my opponent do anything, I hate that it adds it to hand.
Man, you're one
piece of shit. Yeah, you can say it. It's fine.
No.
I know.
It's like you're in one big dilemma there, my friend.
I think the card overall seems okay. Then you tell me it's a 10 cost 12k that's doing this so far late into the game. I'm yet again just going, why can this just not be an 8 cost that's a smaller body? Like, legitimately, the two effects stack very well. The ability to tell your opponent, yeah, you don't get a trigger from your life, fuck you, and then I might just kill you is solid. I mean, and the ability you're drawing a card off of doing that effect. It doesn't seem bad, but the fact it's so nothing.
But again, you're assuming that you're playing this in Big Mom.
Well, I'm not assuming anything. I didn't look at it in context of Big Mom.
Yellow,
I looked at it as a card.
Yellow has survivability. That is the only thing that I will give to this card versus the 10 cost Kaido. Yellow gets to heal as much as they fucking want.
And for some reason, this card could heal and draw a card.
Well, yes, it draws a card always, so that's cool. Like, this card isn't technically bad. The your turn effect to boost all of the 4Ks to 8Ks is bad, though. Or, like, it's not
it's
bad.
Only your turn.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so worse.
Yeah, no, it's only on your turn. If it was both turns, it would be insanely good. Even it wouldn't be insanely good even at 10. It would be better. It would be better. But, like, we fall into this issue where, like, oh, cool, I've triggered out all of these bodies that are 4K, and my opponent has just every single turn swung 7K with an ohm, and then they did minus 1K with the ohm, and then they L-Thored my body. Like, it's a little late for an effect that buffs what the deck is presumably going to be built around. Like, if it is a gimmick that is, I don't want to say gimmick, that sounds bad. If it is like something that's so important that you put it on a 10 cost, that means a lot of the cards are probably going to be built around this, like, circumstance. Like, that kind of means a lot of the cards in Kaido, or a lot of the characters in Kaido, are probably going to be bricks. That means a lot of the cards for support that they're going to give us in Linlin are probably going to be 4K bodies.
Yeah, you're going to be super tilted when you sit there and you see the super rare Katakuri, and he's like a 7-drop 4,000 base power, and you're like tilted.
I would be pissed. I'd be so mad.
What's our other Big Mom Pirates kind of yellow cards for our leaders?
Okay, so here's the thing. Playing Big Mom, you also have to understand that you're playing Pero Sparrow, and that's just like the second worst character in all of One Piece.
But
he's like the only character that's worse than Pero Sparrow is Kanjuro.
But in the reality of this, you're probably going to get a bunch of homies, and they're all going to have trigger of 4,000 power. And you're just going to try to win with the homies.
I already have enough homies, and none of them are 4K power.
Like,
I am, though.
And I want to look at this in context of what this might go into that we already have. But I don't really know what's Big Mom yellow that requires triggers.
It doesn't have to be Big Mom. This isn't locked to Big Mom. This could
be
true. Everything.
That's true, but Yonko's a useless trait as of right now.
So is Big Mom.
Okay. Fair enough.
When I say it doesn't have to go into yellow, there are like LOL. It doesn't have to go into like Lin specifically. There are a lot of yellow decks that can just play this, and like there are a lot of yellow pile decks. Nami is a yellow-blue pile deck. Yeah. Nami could run this. They're not going to, but they could.
I'm gonna have to see if we can't make Nico Robin do this.
You can. Why? I wouldn't.
Have a bunch of triggers that come down for free for 4,000 base power.
But like, also the other shitty thing is, it's not 4,000 in less power. It's 4,000 base power. That means whatever is printed on the card. We do have one card that is going to pop the fuck off with this Lin so far. I don't know what else we have. There's only one card. The 3-cost 4K power. Sorry, I've been drinking.
You good, bro?
The Bonnie. The 3-cost draw Bonnie. 1 Dawn attached. When your opponent takes a life, you draw 2 trash 1.
And then we have that Robin.
That's going to be a 9K body if you play this.
So we also have the Robin that you could from trigger you could draw 2.
What? Oh yeah, the Egghead one.
Yeah,
I guess. Sure.
I don't know.
That's also Egghead locked. By the way.
Oh, dude.
You're only running it in Egghead leaders.
This and Yellow Bonnie. Let's go.
Okay, so that was the other thing. I said green, yellow Yamato. Yellow Bonnie is also the card or the leader that kind of benefits from 4K trigger bodies because presumably, hopefully, they're going to be like 4 cost or less. Ideally. 4 cost or less. If they're over 4 cost for a 4K body, deck is cooked. But like if they're 4 cost or 3 cost for a 4K body, you play out a body and then you just put 2 on because of Bonnie leader effect. And then it's essentially the same thing as like Yamato.
Yeah, well, we shall see. Hopefully we get some good support for this Big Mom. But I really am kind of worried that if we get a tons of it and everything has 4,000 base power, that's going to be so tilting.
How stupid would this be in Gecko?
Very.
It would be
not useless. It would be almost unplayable.
Because almost all your trigger characters are 5K bodies.
Yeah.
Well, except Sindri, who's a 3-1, 3-2. There's not a singular body in yellow Thriller Bark triggers that meets the criteria for this. I want to say, as of right this second, the only 4K base power trigger body is the Draw Bonnie. I could be wrong. We could check, but I don't think I'm wrong.
They really just... Yeah.
No, it means that they're giving it support in this set.
Yeah.
But like it's really underwhelming when you need a 10,000 or a LOL, you need a 10 cost body for your 4 cost bodies to be useful. Or the opposite, we only get like 2 characters that are like 4K bodies that like have a trigger. And then it's like 8 cards out of 50 that benefit from the Lin, the 10 cost Lin. So like either way, it's kind of fucking terrible. Okay, hold on. Hear me out. We get a different card that's a 4K body with a trigger that says when you play a Lin, you draw a card and you play a body that gains rush. Correct. I have solved the meta.
I think it's kind of funny. You might be, if you're watching the podcast, you might notice me chuckling over here because in my brain I just thought about it. Like, imagine you as the player, like you play this body. Just wait, opponent. Just wait till I get my 10 turn. This card will finally do something. Just wait.
Oh man, I'm gonna pop off on 10.
Just like, wait. This may look bad right this second. Just wait.
No, but
wait.
Even worse, what if they're like 4K bodies that have to have a Dawn attached to get their effect? Like we used to have a 3/4 Charlotte Moscato with 1 Dawn attached. It gained banish. What if it was a bunch of cards like that? Whereas like 1 Dawn attached, get double attack, 1 Dawn attached, get rush, but then like you don't even have it on the same turn as the 10-cost Linlin.
When was the last time in this podcast we saw a card with banish?
It's never been in the existence of this podcast.
Yeah, I don't think there has.
That's crazy.
Banish hasn't been a thing since like OP10. Is that when the 5-cost smoker came out?
Yes, that was 10. Yes.
I don't think we've gotten a banish card since then because Robin was OP9. The 6-cost Zoro was a promo that came out sooner than that. Yeah, just double check, but I don't think we've gotten banish in a while.
Those are 9. That's 13.
Oh, Katarina Devon, I guess, was also OP9. No, you're in promos now. Oh wait, when did Rhino Schneider come out? OP10, which is the same time Smoker came out. Starter deck 7. So
they really just stopped doing.
Oh
banish.
Wait, no, it was technically it is the 2-cost Izo that came out in the Yamato starter deck, but that was still before, at least before I was on the podcast, and I'm like outside of KebbieG, I don't know, maybe Preach is the second longest podcast co-host
now. Yes.
But wait, is that OP13?
Yeah,
this Whitebeard. So technically OP13, but I wasn't here for OP13, and I don't know if Preach was here for OP13 either.
I wasn't here for OP13. I'm kidding.
Oh, there wasn't a podcast in OP13.
I'm joking.
I guess we're on
it's
like
been around for. We started around OP010, I think. Me, the half breed.
You sound fucking stupid saying that. It's OP10, not OP010.
Sure, but yeah. So that is interesting. We haven't had one since OP13.
No, it's OP010 because he got O's.
But nobody remembers this card because
I literally forgot that card even existed. I thought for a moment before saying Smoker. I completely forgot that Teach existed because he's a never mind. I can't finish that sentence. But chat, at one point you can reread the manga and you can see that Teach asked Bonnie to be his girlfriend. So with that information, you can extrapolate what I was about to say about this character. It starts with a P and it ends with a file.
Yes. File your taxes. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Remember, don't go hunting at dark for little ones.
I can't agree with that. But
it was Wano type characters.
Oh, it's still characters? Boo.
What the fuck?
Technically, the new Kaido's better. But
well, no, I wouldn't say the new Kaido's better. I would say he's the same.
It just requires you to have a 10 cost on board. This is your leader effect.
It just requires you to be at the end of the game. Yep. That's it.
Yep, it requires you to be at the end of the game with 1 life.
Hopefully.
Hold on. No. It just cost an extra 10 Dawn for you to remember the words. Boy, End of Wano.
Hold on. It just cost an extra 10 Dawn and your opponent not removing the character.
Yes. And hopefully by the next turn you followed up with a 10 mom. then you're good.
It takes at least an extra 4 turns to remove 3 words.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait until they release super cracked support for all of these leaders and we're eating our words. But right now, most of this shit is bad.
Yep. Yeah.
Wait until we get our first changer in all of One Piece, where it goes from a 3-Dawn Kaido into this Kaido, and me and Fave just start shitting our pants, going like, why the fuck are they doing this?
No, hear me out. The second that happens, we start playing that 3-cost Kaido into 10-cost Kaido in an L. I was already making the meme about like doing 2-cost Katakuri into 8-cost Katakuri, even though 2-cost Katakuri is locked to Big Mom. So like if they give us a generic Kaido that is under 6 cost and it morphs into a bigger dog, I'm not even kidding. There are people pushing, the Germa 6-6 event where you trash a Germa from hand, like a 4K or less power Germa from hand, and then you play a 5 to 7K Germa from hand that matches that discarded card. People are already like putting that into an L to play out the 7-cost Ichiji. Yeah, this card. It's bad. It's so fucking bad. Don't do this. If I sit down from you and you Germa 6-6 me in a mirror match, I'm gonna punch you in your fucking nose.
Well, come back next time on the podcast where by that point I got punched in the nose by Favorite Villain. Let's go ahead and get
and Fave has been DQ'd and I have maybe taken
check
his
in
deck
next
from
time to see if I've been banned from One Piece events, I guess.
No, just banned from the podcast. Nothing too major. Nobody watches this anyway, so it's okay. So let's go and get into the closing. RePreach. What are you doing this week? Anything shout outs like that?
I am trying to hold my buddy Runaground hostage so he can actually finally sit down to stream with me.
Okay, a little bit better than what I thought was how this was going. I thought you were literally going to hold him hostage.
RePreach,
oh no, I
stream?
am.
You're on the Twitter, recently. The Twitch. You're on the Twitch.
I was. I stopped streaming for a hot minute for myself, so I can help him out, get his wing started.
Impressive.
Oh shit.
Man. Okay. What about you this week? Favorite Anime Villain?
I have like 3 things to say. Sorry, I've been drinking since like 6. We're on like 8 hours of alcohol at this point, and I'm not a drinker. First thing I want to say, Preach, you have the hiccups, and this is a trick that works for me. Technically, humans developed the curse of hiccuping when they went from being a fish into like a lung-having human. Think about not being a fish really, really hard, and that might get rid of your hiccups. It works for me. When I get the hiccups, I'm just like, oh, I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish. I don't got gills. I can't breathe through my neck. Sometimes it works for me.
My trick is I just keep drinking more alcohol. I've been drinking since 1 o'clock. I don't know if you know that, but I've been drinking since 1.
That is so based. Second thing, shout out Soonhari. They don't sponsor me. They should. It would be really, really cool. Third, I'll shout out Merc because they do sponsor me. So maybe they should be higher on the list. But no, I'm just going to be streaming this week. I don't know if I'm streaming tonight because I'm going to continue drinking and reading romance manga because I'm a little fucking sap ass bitch. But that's like it. That's really all I'm doing.
Good stuff. So I should probably change the name of this podcast to GrandLine Drunks. So That way, these two are a little more comfortable with the name.
I don't drink every
I'm
week,
just messing with you.
Kebbie. That's fucked. I could.
You could.
Tell me I need to, and I will.
3 different leaders also this week that are to kind of piggyback off last week that I'm going to do the upgrade guide for.
Can I ask you a question, Kebbie? I don't mean to cut you off. Are you going to be playing any good leaders this week?
I will be playing Pudding.
So no.
So a bunch of stuff that got support from the starter decks.
So no. No, I'm kidding.
Unless I played...
I'm going to say Dave. Kuzan kind of fucks. Kuzan a good deck.
Unless I play green decks. So like the best...
Ew.
The best that you can get, I guess, like Green, Red, Luffy, and Mihawk are the best decks that get support. I'm not doing it though.
Sorry, my microphone just cut out on hearing that.
I was gonna say I thought more of you, Kebbie.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing it, even though I probably should play for the competitive channel. I just don't want to.
You know, you could get to a point where everything you play is competitive because you're not a bad player, right? Like everything could just be the competitive series.
Sure, but most of the time, competitive series, I usually try to find spicy decks that get a good tournament report, and I try to play it. Like I did Kobe last week.
Kobe's a good deck.
He's not bad. Definitely not at the caliber of Mihawk, but I like him.
We don't talk about that fedora wearing douchebag in this chat, Kebbie.
And we just got canceled. Okay, so we'll talk to you guys never again because this podcast is officially over. But
catch me on my Merc podcast, probably like Wednesdays. I don't know.
Remember, me and Fave are now starting the GrandLine drinkers. Starting.
True.
This podcast is done now.
Sorry, Kebbie. We made it to episode 58, and now we're starting episode 1 of. It's basically the same podcast, except we don't talk about One Piece, and we both get really drunk.
Yeah, and I'm not a part of it. Of course,
and we just talk about rom-coms all the time.
True. I love rom-com.
Yep, they talk about the rom-com one behind him right there.
What?
In his background.
He's right. It is a rom-com.
That's One Piece. That's Luffy.
I'm talking about RePreach.
He's talking about me, Fave.
Oh.
He's talking about MM.
The thing is, I'm self-centered, so like the world revolves around me. So when someone says something, I just assume they're talking about me. My bad.
In that note, we'll consider that a stream or consider that a podcast. We'll be back next week. Not sure what we're talking about. Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking about most likely the starter decks and how they actually affect the actual top of the meta and what decks could become meta relevant more so. We'll come back for that. Until then, have a great rest of your week.